These are the print instructions that I downloaded and printed out. I just wanted to make sure that I was printing correctly. And quite simply, this just has print odd pages only, then reverse and print even pages only. So that's pretty simple. Now, what I did was that I just did a test page of the monthly chart, because mine actually had fit to page, scale, or actual size. And I just wanted to see what the difference was. So I just printed the first page, and what I discovered was that fit to page was slightly smaller than actual size. Now, the actual size on my computer was showing that this didn't really fit the page, but it actually does. So I was quite happy then to go ahead with actual size. I've printed out my entire 3 months of 2014, the first 3 months, January, February and March. And as I've shown you, it does come with some print instructions, and they're fairly simple to print. The only challenge, I guess, is to work out how you can print on the reverse side to make sure that you put the paper in the correct way. And my suggestion is that you do a trial copy. Just do one page and see how it comes, the first page comes out, and then how you orient that to put it straight in your feed tray. Mine was very simple. I took it directly from the out tray and put it exactly as it was back in the in tray, and it printed perfectly the right way up and lined up as well. So this is the month at a glance and the monthly chart, and you can't see any print or any cutting or folding on that side because it's on this side. So you can see here it says cutting line. Anything that doesn't have, like this big line down here, if that doesn't have anything there, that means that it's a folding line. Okay, now this is my A5 set, so it's quite simple that this just cuts, so it will tell you when it's a cut. Now the A5 is very easy because it's just exactly a half of an A4 page, so the A5 is extremely easy. Oh, won't focus. Extremely easy for you to work out. And I've just commenced here with week 1 just to see, because this is the first time I've actually done A5. So all you need is a decent cutting tool, and this is my cutting tool. I much prefer those with a wire. You can see there's a little wire in there, and then there's just this little thing that goes along the wire. I just find they're a little more accurate in keeping a straight line. Now, my advice is when you first print them out, and I've given you the printing instructions, on just about every page you will see lines, and anywhere you have to cut will have marked cutting line, and that's what that says there. On the edge of the paper you want these little cross lines to actually show, so you know that they're going on the outside, and the larger the larger channel is actually the part where you are going to be cutting your, punching your holes. So that's one way of looking at it, to determine where your holes are going to go on the paper. Oops, sorry about that. Where your holes are going to go, and just simply cut where you need to cut. Now, as I've done here already, I've done January week 1. So there was a cutting line here, and this was a line that didn't say anything, so that's a fold line. And so when that is folded, and that is the edge that the holes will go, so you can see that that's quite a large, and it's got it's not going to focus, it's got a little imprint of the website where these come from. So there you can see January 2014, here's the website address, so you know that's where the holes are going to go. So that's how I knew. And then that will just simply fold out. Then I've cut all these additional pages. So again, these are where the holes are going to go. So that one will go at the top, because that one actually has Wednesday 1st, and then there will be a full page of notes, and then Thursday the 2nd, and again that's how that will sit in the binder, and they will sit like so, so that these lines will actually stick out the edge, and that's for the colour coding. So if there's something on a particular page that you want to keep track of, so say for instance I want to keep track of dinners that I have out, so I might do my work lunches and dinners in, say, a purple, so I can just colour one of these dots a purple. Now once the year progresses, I can actually just flip and see all of those purple places where I've had a lunch or a dinner. So it's an easy way of sort of tracking, what you've done throughout the month or throughout the year. So I've just kept on going like that. Now I'm going to continue with my cutting. So you can see I've got a cutting line here, a cutting line there, a cutting line there. So I'm literally just going to do that. Now, this was the 2nd week, so I had a cut line here, so I just cut that down, and that's the beginning of my week 2. There was a unbroken line here that didn't have cutting lines, so that meant it was a fold line. So that's where I folded, and that's my week 2, and I know that this is the side I'm going to punch my holes. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to continue with my cutting, and I'll be back later. Okay, now what I've done here is I've actually got 3, 4, a whole week's worth. So I've got a whole week's worth of pages there. So I'm just going to put those together there. I've got week 4. And I can see there's a cutting line there, so I will just cut down that line. This is not quite right, so I think I'm just going to do that so I can adjust a bit better here. So that's just discarded. So that's week 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of paper, making sure that they're all square. week 5. That's the cutting line there. And 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So that's then February. So I just need to cut these, then I can assemble my there we go. So that's week 5 for January. So then I've got February here, and I can see that there's a cut line here. So I shall cut that there. So you can see that said cutting line. This is actually the middle of the day, but it's so hot outside. I've got an air conditioner on, and I've got all the blinds pulled down outside. So okay, so I just need the 1 page for this one, because the next one goes to week 6. So that's February. Now week 6. So I think you're getting the drift here, to just follow the pages where it says to cut, and just continue cutting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need there. It's week 6, week 7. Okay, I've just done January, and I've got all my weeks together. So week 5, week 4, week 3, week 2, and week 1. So they're all safely ensconced in there. So I thought I'd just do a full month and just show you, because we've just cut them all. So I'm scoring down this line here, because there's no cutting mark there. And just finishing that off. So this is the month of February. Now that will just fold out like so. So now I come to, so this is week 5, and we've only just got 2 days in here. So we've got the 1st, so that will go there, and that will fold over like so. So that's the 1st, and then the 2nd. So you always want a notes page on the other side, and that will be the 2nd, and because you need a page of notes for that, that goes there. So that's got week 5, the end of week 5. Yeah. So now we go to week 6, and we score again down this. I should have done this first, but anyway. You've got the drift now with how this works. So that's week 6, so that sits on top there, and that will just fold out there and sit like so. So then we've got these days to put in here. So we've got the 3rd. So that will go there, and that will sit neatly there. We need the 4th. That will be on the back side here somewhere. There we go. So the 4th will sit there, the notes page, and then the 4th will fold over there. Then I want the 5th. So that will go there, so that goes there. Then we want the 6th, which is here. It's a notes page. The 6th will go there. Then the 7th. Then the 8th. And then the 9th. And then that takes care of week 6. Then we move on to week 7 and do the same. Okay, I've just finished and put the first month in. So this is my January. So that is my monthly chart. So all my tasks go here. So that's what I can fill out for my tasks. I can decorate here. And then I have week 1 here. So I've got week 1, my whole month at a glance, and I have my weekly chart here. Then I've put in, okay, the 1st of January, and then going through, these are all just fairly fresh, so okay, that's to week 5. To the 5th of January. Then I have week 2. So you can see that week 2 just covers that, my weekly chart, and then I have my days of the week that just slot in there. Okay, up to the 12th. Then I have I should have week 3. I put these in the wrong order. Let me just go back. So that's week 5. That's week 3, so that goes there. So that's week 3. Then week 4, and then week 5, which slots in there. So you can see how that works. Now for February, so that all just folds in on itself. I tend to keep the weeks together. So week 4, week 3, week 2, and week 1 doesn't have its own, well, it has that whole month. So then at the end of January, I can literally just fold that over and go into the month of February. I put in the monthly chart. So just remember when you're hole punching that you always punch on the side that has the website. So we've got week 5. So that's these ones here. Just make sure that they're in the right order. So yeah, so that's the 1st and the 2nd. So then we go to week 6, and that just slots in there. So that's all of the days. The 3rd, the 4th, the 5th for week 6, then week 7, then week 8, and then week 9. Then we've got March. So the March one goes in there. Then we have 2 days of the remainder of week 9. Then we have week 10. Then we have week 11. Then week 12. And week 13. And we've just got the 1 day for week 14, which will then move us into April, which I haven't yet got. But I think a quarter of a year is more than sufficient. So that will be March. That will be February. And that will be January. So there you have it. That's how to cut and punch the DIYFish inserts. And I can't speak highly enough of how the inserts work. And the A5 is certainly a lot easier to cut. You don't have many cutting lines. You've just got, because an A4 page is exactly 2 times the A5, so it's quite simple just to cut down the middle, but putting it together can be a bit tricky if you're not quite sure. Just remember, as I said, your punching holes are where the website is. There are scoring lines, so make sure that you score those and don't cut them, and you always should have a notes page for every day. Okay, and that's how the system works quite well. But at a glance, I can easily see my months, my week overview, and then this is my day. So there you have it. And that 3 months fits into this metropole quite comfortably. I'm saving up for a Gilio. But this is what I use for work, and it just stays on my desk, so I don't take it anywhere else but leave it here. So I'm going to now do my personal size, which in my Gilio is actually a medium, but it is the personal size in a Filofax. So I'll be coming back to do these. Because I have used these during the month of December, so and I just absolutely loved it to bits, so hence why I decided to go with it again. So I'll be back later. Thanks for watching, and happy cutting and scoring and hole punching, and hope you have every success. Thanks, bye.